Hey guys, it's that time again. Say hi, Ed.
Hi.
Ed pointed out that I haven't made a video of nothing for forever, so partly that's due to the fact that I've been busy, a lot of other stuff going on, and also because I'm incredibly lazy, and I'm not saying that certain video games had an influence, but maybe they did, Borderlands 2. Anyway, as you can see, as I'm sure millions of videos across the web have shown you, the Kickstarter vampires have shipped, and if you don't know what that is, go to Kickstarter, look up Reaper miniatures, and all will be made clear. However, I'll say hi to the U.S. Army that will be painted sometime before the next millennia. As you can see here, I've got the Vallejo minis out, the Vallejo colors out, including the Flames of War in the game color, and I'm trying my first pass through on a paint on a Reaper mini. In this case, this Druid Wizard fellow. Unfortunately, I know I don't have macro on this thing, so you're going to have to take my word for it. But as you can see, he's taking the paint relatively okay. He's unprimed, just washed with water. I haven't even scrubbed him down. I'm going to try some experiments here to see how we do. He's taken the color, but I had to really tone down the water balance. Almost no water at all for the flesh there. And the blue, which is a Vallejo game color, specifically, let's see, we've got Magic Blue, and that's simple, straightforward Flames of War flat flesh. When I first went on, I tried just to cut down the water level. Usually I do try to do 1-to-1 or more. Here I did like about 1/2 to 1 water to paint, and that still was beating off, which, you know, that's the nature of these particular materials. So now I'm going to try almost no water, which, you know, obviously is going to become expensive if that becomes the norm. But I'm going to experiment a little more. Ed, who also has the Vampire Minis, has suggested going forward and doing some priming, as well as airbrush. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to actually prime him after I clean him off and then see how the paint takes to him. And when I come back, you should see the results of that. The other mini is drying on its primer right now. I had to prime it a second time, so while we're waiting, just an examination of how the colors took to this fella. And as you can see, while he's kind of a sloppy job, because I'm really just doing this as a test paint, and he ended up having more fiddly bits than I expected him to have. Basically just using some base colors and some black shade, he turned out okay. I certainly can see painting them with the paints I've got, which are all the Vallejo colors. There were some problems, and I don't know if you can really make out the detail here. Again, this just doesn't really, it's no macro vision, but it's going to definitely take some testing because the paint still kind of pulls away from the corners and cracks, even with the low amount of water I'm using. So it's something you just have to keep an eye on. Fine detail might become more of an issue as we go along, but we'll see what happens with the painting. Definitely once a layer of paint is on, it's easier to take the paint. We'll see how it does. Okay, just a quick interlude. Here is that same mini. He's been primed, and as you can see, he sucked the primer up just fine. So the next step is to see how well he takes paint. So we'll try that in a minute, and we'll see what happens. And so here we have the I guess I don't know, Puritan Demon Hunter, whatever the hell he is. As you can see with the black primer, he seems to have taken the paint okay. I'm not sure that it was as big of an advantage for the problem of it being hydrophobic, so that the paints were rejected a little more. He did, I mean, certainly it looks nice with the black primer, added a nice level of color, to the point that since I was playing on those colors, I didn't really have to paint some parts because he was going to be black anyway. But as far as being better to paint, I'm not really sure if it was or not. I'll have to do some more experimenting, but you know, still the results are okay, and they take the paint, but I still ended up going to a slightly thicker level. And it might be, it needs longer to dry. I guess we'll find out. But, you know, that's the first step. So now I just have all of that.
2 down, 200 to go.
Pretty much.